I was born with something called a bilateral cleft lip and palate,
Mm-hmm.
and I also only have 30% hearing, and so I've always been faced with challenges, but I've always overcome challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And so anytime I've been faced with a challenge and somebody told me, "No, you can't do this," I'm like, "Fuck that shit, watch me."
Yeah.
And so that's always been like the catalyst of all the things that I've accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Was there was something in my way, and I was like, you know what? I don't have to play by the rules. I can just change the game and play by my own new rules.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really kind of been the driving factor of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just wanted to prove. I always wanted to prove people wrong. So growing up, I was always super super poor. Um, living off government assistance, and I just didn't want to be that person anymore. Like I wanted to, again, like we always use this phrase is I wanted to create the world that I wanted to live in, and
Yeah.
the world that I was living in was not the world that I wanted to live in. And even then, so the government wants you to take a drug test just to get a fucking bowl of macaroni and cheese, like it's like so I always felt like I was just having to overcome things,
Yeah.
and finally I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take my intuition and just really get involved with coding. And
Yeah.
this happened when I was about 13 or 14. And also, like, in school I was always bullied and picked on and stuff
Yeah.
because, again, I have a bilateral cleft lip and palate, which makes me look different than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk different than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I discovered the internet, it was like, shit, on the internet it doesn't matter what I look like. It only matters if I can produce something of value for other people.
That's true.
And so again, that was another spark in my journey, was this discovery of the internet.
Mm.
And so I, like, once I got on the internet, in order to be cool on the internet, you had to learn code.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned code, and I was like, okay, I'm a badass now. And then I don't know, the MySpace days, I started writing bots in order to
Mm-hmm.
in order to drive people to be my friend on MySpace.
Yeah.
And so I just kept everything that I kept making was always to be seen and to let people know that I exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, maybe that's kind of a selfish reason to do it, but
No,
it's
you want to
yeah,
make your
I
mark.
just
You know.
that's right, man. I wanted that legacy. And so, like, I wanted to prove to the people around me that are also in the same position that I grew up with that, bro, we can make it. We
Mm.
can do it. All we got to do is, work hard, grind, and just really put our mind to something, and it's possible. I mean, we're talking about, like I said, I've only got 30% hearing. I've always had I've had 30 plus surgeries in my life. I've had, like, just tons of barriers to entry. And again, growing up poor, like, I wanted to show people that, bro, this doesn't have to be what defines you. You can move on into a new place.
Yeah.
And here's the tools that you can do it with. Because now that I'm in a position to help people, that's what I love to do. I love to, like, try to help people as much as possible. But I've also learned over time that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.